Greetings, I'm Sand Recap, and welcome to the film, Peter Pan and Wendy. The story takes place a boy who does not want to grow up, and how he recruits 3 siblings in London, and together they embark on a magical adventure on the enchanted island of Neverland. The movie begins in London, where siblings John and Michael Darling engage in imaginative play, with John portraying Peter Pan and Michael as Captain Hook. Their elder sister, Wendy, joins in the fun, but it comes to an end when they accidentally shatter a mirror. Their father, George, scolds them for their mishap. Concerned about the kids being sent to a boarding school the following day, Wendy confides in her mother, Mary, expressing her reluctance to grow up too quickly. In response, Mary advises Wendy to be a role model for her brothers. During the night, Tinker Bell makes her way into the children's room and uses pixie dust to make Wendy levitate. Following closely behind, Peter Pan appears, in search of his lost shadow. Peter reveals that he has been observing Wendy and her brothers, noticing her desire not to grow up. He extends an invitation to the Darlings to accompany him and Tinker Bell on a journey to Neverland. Tinker Bell sprinkles more pixie dust on John and Michael, enabling them to join Peter and Wendy as they soar from their room toward the heavens, following the second star to the right, and flying straight on until morning. Upon reaching Neverland, the children find themselves in a magical land where Wendy gracefully glides above mermaids and across the expansive scenery. Meanwhile, on the ocean, a pirate ship captained by the wicked Captain Hook, along with his loyal companion Mr. Smee, spots them. Captain Hook holds a deep grudge against Peter, blaming him for the loss of his hand and other grievances, prompting him to lead the pirates in pursuit of Peter. The pirates unleash cannon fire at the children, forcing them to make an emergency landing near the shores. The Lost Boys, a group of children who, like Peter, resist the idea of growing up, find Wendy. Alongside them is Tiger Lily, who recognizes Wendy from the information Peter shared about her. Wendy uses a telescope to spot her brothers, John and Michael, being captured by the pirates. Mr. Smee brings the boys to Captain Hook, who seizes a pocket watch from John since he despises the sound of clocks, as it reminds him of the ticking noise made by the crocodile that took his hand. Subsequently, Hook commands the pirates to set course for Skull Rock. Guided by Tiger Lily, Wendy and the Lost Boys make their way to Skull Rock, where Captain Hook plans to submerge John and Michael. Disguised as a member of the pirate crew, Peter secretly infiltrates the scene and initiates a battle with the pirates, aided by Tinker Bell. As Hook confronts Peter, trying to eliminate him, the crocodile unexpectedly appears, scaring Hook away and enabling the children to escape from harm's way. As they make their way out, Peter proudly recounts his heroic actions, but Wendy chastises him for his recklessness and putting others in danger. When Wendy begins to mention Hook, the Lost Boys reveal that it's a topic they avoid discussing because Peter and Hook share a complex relationship. Before leaving to reunite with her tribe, Tiger Lily provides Wendy with some words of encouragement. The children arrive at the hideout of the Lost Boys, where Wendy serenades them with a soothing lullaby. Strangely enough, the pirates can also hear her singing from afar. Once the kids drift off to sleep, Tinker Bell leads Wendy upstairs to a room that once belonged to someone named James, who is none other than Captain James Hook. Peter now occupies the room, and he explains to Wendy that he and Hook were once the best of friends when Hook was just James. However, Hook left Neverland, which deeply saddened Peter, but what hurt him even more was when Hook returned, having grown up wrong. Later, Hook and his crew arrive at the hideout, seizing the Lost Boys, the Darling siblings, and Tinker Bell. When Hook confronts Peter, a struggle ensues, causing Peter to tumble over a ledge. While Tinker Bell attempts to rescue him, she is restrained, and Peter appears to fall to his death. Once the pirates depart, Peter's shadow separates from his body and hurries to Tiger Lily's tribe to alert her and seek assistance. While on the ship, Hook confides in Wendy about his past with Peter. He reveals that it was Peter who compelled him to depart Neverland because he longed to see his mother. Unfortunately, Hook never reached home or reunited with his mother. Instead, he found himself lost at sea until Mr. Smee came to his rescue. Throughout the years, Hook nurtured a deep animosity towards Peter for all that had transpired. Hook decides to sentence all the children to death, but Wendy implores him to spare them and take her instead. Reluctantly, Hook agrees to Wendy's plea. Meanwhile, Tiger Lily arrives and manages to reattach Peter's shadow to his body, awakening him and informing him of Hook's treacherous plans. The pirates prepare the plank for Wendy to walk, But Tinker Bell manages to break free and bestows pixie dust upon Wendy just as she steps off the plank, ensuring she won't plunge into the water thanks to her positive thoughts. Tinker Bell then sprinkles the entire ship with pixie dust, causing it to levitate above the ocean. Just as Peter arrives, a dramatic confrontation ensues between the pirates and the Lost Boys. Peter and Hook engage in their intense duel, while Wendy valiantly defends her brothers from the pirates' attacks. Tiger Lily also joins the fray, boarding the ship and contributing to the battle. In a daring move, Wendy tilts the ship, causing the pirates to tumble into the water. As Hook begins to fall, Peter catches him and tries to save him, encouraging him to think of happy thoughts to prevent his fall. However, Hook reveals he has no happy thoughts and lets go, plummeting into the water below. Though Peter is saddened by this, the Lost Boys assure him of their friendship and support. The Darlings bid farewell to Tiger Lily as Peter guides the ship to depart from Neverland, concluding their adventurous journey. George and Mary are awoken by a commotion and discover the Lost Boys in their children's room. Wendy goes up to the rooftop to have a conversation with Peter, where she finds his name written on the chimney of their house. The Darling residence used to be Peter's home before he left for Neverland due to a dispute with his mother. When he attempted to return to her, she had already disappeared. Wendy suggests that Peter could stay with them and grow up, but he expresses his feeling of not being ready for that step. Eventually, Peter departs, but before leaving, Tinker Bell whispers to Wendy and speaks for the first time, thanking her for listening to her. The Darlings and Lost Boys watch as Peter departs on the ship, and Mary recognizes who he truly is. Wendy bids him farewell and inscribes her name next to his as a symbol of their connection. After coming back to Neverland, Peter gazes out at the ocean and notices that Hook, Smee, and the majority of the pirates have managed to survive. Peter and Hook share a glance, both wearing a smile on their faces.